Tate McRae, nobody's girl. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a great ass episode to talk to you today. I just got done listening to Tate McRae's new song, Nobody's Girl, the lead single to the Tate McRae So Close to What Deluxe that is supposedly supposed to come out tonight. I'll check in and see if that's a real thing. I'll listen to the whole thing tonight. And if that is true, we are doing a Tate McRae marathon, by the way, when that happens. Alright, so we're going to start off with Nobody's Girl, and then we're going to see what goes on from there. But anyways, guys, I've been seeing this song teased since the beginning of the week. I've been kind of waiting for it, been ready for it, etc., etc. I've been pretty excited for it. And one of the things that I love about Tate McRae's music is that we incorporate, a lot of pop elements, but there's a lot of these undertone R&B elements that just really come out. And I think that's some of her best music when, the instrumentals are alive, the vocals are really alive, those background vocals are absolutely insane. That's when I think Tate McRae is at her absolute best making that type of music. When we get into, the more basic pop stuff, or we get into, some Taylor Swift guitar instrumental shit, that's when I'm like, all right, maybe I am pushing a little bit saying this is good. But even that stuff is, nothing terrible or nothing bad in my opinion. That's still good music in my opinion. But, this is where I think Tate McRae's at her best, and Nobody's Girl already starts with, a beautiful instrumental. I can't even lie. Look, I was wondering how Tate McRae's going to come out with a deluxe, and sometimes with deluxes you can get beats and instrumentals that feel like throwaways. This one is not a throwaway. I mean, one of the highlights in this beat is all the different switch-ups that happen, and I really love these kind of, spacey kind of R&B, like dreamy drums that we're getting throughout the whole entire track. Those keys are really beautiful as you listen to the track. Those synths really pop out when I'm listening to the song. And I just want to say this, I think this is one of the best, beats that I've heard on Tate McRae, because this one's got a lot to it, which is really cool. As the beat keeps going on, we get slight drum instrumental switch-ups that sound really good. Moments where the beat kind of calms down, but those keys really get a moment to shine, those synths too. You get all of those moments that are baked in on this song, which I think just makes the value of listening to it goes up and goes up. And I really do like that. It's one of my main things about Tate McRae. I think she does the best, one of the best at doing it, is really utilizing the beat. Really utilizing the instrumentals, really adding, to these songs. And when you get a really good bridge going, when you actually have a really good structured song, I think this is where Tate McRae's at her best. So overall, I really do enjoy that beat. I think that beat's one of the main highlights on this song. I think Nobody's Girl does a really good job of keeping the beat sounding fresh as you're listening to it. Too many times I've listened to songs that, I'm like, man, we could have added something to the drums. We could have added a switch up. We could have done something that could make this song stand out. And I fucking, hear shit. I'm just like, man, basic as hell, boring as hell. This song right here, though, you have all these switch ups. You got some good instrumental switch ups that sound really good. And you got all those elements that are absolutely baked in. That's just going to make the listening experience way fucking better. Well, so much goddamn more better. And that's why I really appreciate, artists like Tate McRae that can really do that type of stuff. So I think this beat's really a good highlight. But let's move on now to the beginning verse. I was wondering if I was going to like this, vocal style. We're getting more of those kind of higher pitched vocals. And I remember when the Killer Roy, was doing that too. I don't think it really sounds good on the Killer Roy. I'm just going to be real with y'all. But when Tate McRae does it, I'm just going to say it actually sounds really good. I think, the way she can actually, sing good on the higher pitched vocals. I mean, you have Justin Bieber in recent times failing to do that. And you got the Killer Roy failing at that. I mean, Lord fucking mighty. But here's a good example of actually doing that right. It's not too much. You don't hear that auto-tune kind of breaking their voices. You actually just hear her fucking singing pretty good, and which I do enjoy. And one of the things that I love about Tate McRae's music is that she's flowing throughout this whole entire track. I love the subtle flow switches that happen, for the first verse, which is really good. You have these moments where you have slightly good vocal switch ups too, and then you get into the hook. That hook comes crashing in, and one of the things that I really do enjoy about this hook is that we're utilizing, the beautiful synths, the beautiful keys that are kind of dreamy, kind of baked in there in the background. Some good background vocals that just sound absolutely goddamn fantastic. And I had to say goddamn twice because let me tell y'all, this song right here goes fucking hard. I mean, look, this could usually be a bad thing or a good thing on this show. When I listen to the lead single or the first song off the album, or I just pick a random song to review and I'm like, we're going to do this one first before we talk about anything else on a deluxe or an album. And then I dive into that shit and then I don't have a good time. So this could be setting up for future failures for me personally. I might not have a good time. It's a good time for y'all either way, if I don't like it or enjoy it. But look, I'm going to say Nobody's Girl. That hook is absolutely goddamn fantastic. The vocals are really good. I really love how you have really good vocal switch-ups. Those background vocals sound really fantastic. And I think this hook is one of the best from Tate McRae. This hook could easily get stuck in your head. I like how she's kind of letting her vocals run every time the hook kind of ends. And I do like the subtle switch-ups. It just makes the hook actually feel like a full hook experience. So many times you listen to, newer pop songs these days, and it's just like, man, it's so copy and paste feeling, when it's just that same flow, and there's nothing really switching up. Not even the beat is switching up. Constantly throughout this hook, the beat is switching up. You have beautiful background vocals that just utilize those kind of undertone R&B elements that I always talk about with Tate McRae's music, which makes her voice and makes the song just a complete fucking vibe. And look, when y'all incorporate R&B elements, and what I think I need more pop artists to fucking do, like, come on, it just makes everything you do goddamn better. I mean, here's a good example of that. So you have those moments that sound really good. You got those R&B undertones. Hey, you're doing fucking justice to me. Alright, this is how good this fucking wind is blowing. Alright, that's how good this fucking shit is. Let me tell y'all. So yeah, I really do enjoy this hook, and I actually really do enjoy this second verse too. Now, my only complaint, and there is always going to be complaints, not everything is fucking perfect, but I will be real. That moment where she's just kind of talking at the end, that second verse where she's just talking, there is a little bit of a flow, there is a little bit of some vocals. Maybe I need to listen to it more to get used to it. We'll see, if I talk about it in the future, if we do like a deluxe review, which we probably will be doing that. I will be real with y'all. We will probably be doing that. So, follow this goddamn podcast because we're going to be doing that. But let me tell y'all something. I just don't really like talking in my music. But I think this is that kind of fun flow kind of talking that Sabrina Carpenter kind of does. So, you know what? I might get used to it. I might enjoy it. So it's not really much of a net negative. It's just something I didn't really enjoy that much. But then, after that talking, you get this beautiful ass bridge. And look, 2025, despite all of the bad music this year, some of the worst music I've reviewed on this show has been this year. One of the things that I love about 2025 is we're bringing back the bridge. And you have the bridge on here, which sounds absolutely fantastic. I love how those vocals get held out at the end, just sound really good when you're listening to the track. And I overall just really enjoy this final bridge. I think it just wraps this whole song really good together. Then you get that final rendition of that hook where the piano's fully out, those synths are fully out, these background vocals are fully doing their thing, and it's just a beautiful experience to end off this goddamn track. So overall, when we talk about Tate McRae's Nobody's Girl, hey, this right here is a fucking banger-ass song. This shit is fire. This is what I've been waiting for, alright? I've been listening to so much basic-ass music, probably for the past fucking... Besides that international shit we did, everything else has been either generic as hell, basic as hell, or boring as hell. This right here is what's going to keep me going. This right here is going to make me excited to really do this shit. Because I listen to that shit, I'm like, fuck. This shit is fucking awful. makes a good episode if it's awful. But I'm just saying, guys, you know, that shit is awful to just sit there and listen to. This music right here has already got me in a good jolly time. So overall, guys, and it is getting close to that goddamn season, you know, Christmas and shit. So I'm feeling very generous today. I will be giving this song, shit, I like the song. I'll be giving it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it like I did? Did you you didn't hate it like I did? Come on. You liked it like I did? I don't know. Let me know. And if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And I will see y'all later. You have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.